Hello, you gorgeous bunch. Before the next episode of Sisters of Defiance, just a quick one from me. If you are enjoying what you're hearing and you want to watch us, go to my YouTube channel, search for Anita Rani and click subscribe. And if you're listening to us wherever you get your podcasts from, remember to give us a follow and also spread the word. Welcome to Sisters of Defiance, nourished by Ancient and Brave, presented by me, Anita Rani. This is a space where I speak to extraordinary women about their incredible stories through their moments of defiance, their acts of rebellion, at times when they have disrupted the system to get to where they've got to, but also, more importantly, the cost and what it takes to become them. I am so delighted to tell you that the guest on today's episode is none other than the singular talent that is Beverley Knight. No one can touch her, quite frankly, when it comes to vocals. Beverley is a performer, a storyteller, a singer with one of the biggest hearts I know. And every time we see each other, and our paths have crossed over the years, you know, when you just clock someone and you're like, yeah, you. So it's been a bit like that between me and Beverley for a while. So I invited her home. She came down. We had a good old catch up, and boy, did she not disappoint. Well, first of all, I'll tell you that we recorded this on the anniversary, the 10th anniversary of Prince's death, which in a way is quite poignant because Prince was the biggest influence in Beverley's life. Like, he was it. And if you're a Prince fan, you will know that he doesn't have fans, he has devotees. So she tells me an extraordinary story about lying to her parents to go and see Prince for the first time. And then it comes full circle where she is performing at his post-Oscars party, and Stevie Wonder is playing keys and Prince is on guitar. I mean, this story is wild, so I'll just let you sink into that. She also tells me, because I ask her a really frank question about why Beverley Knight is not our biggest musical export, and she reveals how it was really tough, particularly in the 90s when everything was about Britpop and ladette and lad culture. So where does a black sensational female soul R&B vocalist fit in who wants to do things her own way? And basically, if you want a lesson, or if you need some guidance, or if you want empowering and you want to hear about a woman who has tenacity, resilience, and a huge amount of self-belief, then take a deep breath, sit back, and listen to me in conversation with the one and only Beverley Knight. Enjoy. Beverley Knight, welcome to Sisters of Defiance.
Thank you for having me.
I can't believe you're here.
I'm here, and this is just brilliant.
How are you in your day today? How are you feeling? Where are you?
I am good. Today is a strange day because it's 10 years since we lost Prince, and I remember every single detail of that day like it was yesterday. And over the years, it's always made me feel a bit weird when I wake up. I'm like, oh, it's today, you know? And then, of course, the 10 years, everybody all over the world is kind of celebrating his legacy, but also mourning his loss. So it's been a bit bittersweet, but I feel good because I'm here doing something positive.
Yes.
And something I know that he would 100% love.
I think he would have loved the title, Sisters of Defiance.
He would. He probably would have written a song called Sisters of Defiance.
Come on.
Yeah.
So I do this thing at the beginning of every podcast, if you don't mind, because I feel like you have given me your time, your precious time, which I'm really grateful for.
That's
to be
a pleasure.
Here. People listening or watching are also doing the same thing. And I think a lot of people, we all have busy lives. So to choose yourself and say, I'm going to listen to Beverley and Anita in conversation is a thing. So to start, I think I like everyone to take a breath together so that we ground ourselves.
Yes.
How do you
grounding.
feel? Yeah?
Important.
Shall we do it?
Let's do it.
All right. So just one breath. And we go. There we go. That feels good.
It really does.
So, Sisters of Defiance, and we
Yeah.
always begin in the same place, which is to learn a little bit about younger you
Yes.
and what the expectations were of you and how you defied those. So, what was your first act of defiance, if you like?
The first big act of defiance was getting on a bus, which was bound for Manchester's main road, the stadium, to see Prince.
What year was this?
It was 92, actually. And I was determined I was going to see him. I knew my parents weren't going to let me go nowhere to see Prince. They were sick to death of Prince because he was all over my walls. Every inch of my bedroom was Prince. He was on my my books at school when I was at school. I mean, and everybody knew Beverley, she can sing, she's a Prince fan. That's what people knew about me.
Amazing.
So I didn't even ask my mum. I just was like, yeah, and I'm staying at my friend Safi's house. And, you know, I wasn't young. I was 17, round there, 18.
But young is in context to everyone's upbringing, right?
Exactly.
And so you grew up in quite a strict household?
A strict Christian, Pentecostal, daughter of immigrants, Jamaican immigrants household. I know you understand what I'm saying, Anita.
You are not escaping at 17 to do anything.
You're not doing nothing to do. What do you mean you're going to? It's not going to happen.
It's not happening.
It's not going to happen. So I just said, yeah, stopping at my friend Safi's house and yeah, no problem. Because that was okay. I was of an age where I could do that. But going to Manchester on my own, no way. So that's what I did. I got on that coach and off I went, bought my ticket.
Had you ever been to Manchester before?
No.
Right, great. So
that was excellent.
I love it.
But Prince.
Yeah, no.
This is the early 90s. This is not the era of social media. This is not even the digital age, really. You know, this is pre all of that. You go to a phone box and make calls. You know, we were still on beepers and things. So, yeah, I stayed close to these people just in case. I had the best time. The best time. I screamed so much that I got a bit lightheaded and kind of faltered.
Did you faint?
I faltered and I fainted and right back up again. It was incredible.
What did you expect? I'm trying to visualise 17-year-old Beverley who's just like, I'm in Manchester on my own, standing next to people that I can, you know, if I need protecting or like I've just got like, you know, keeping an eye on yourself. And then Prince is on stage. Like what happened? What did that do to your life, your worldview, everything?
It was a moment of... It was like the clouds parted. Not that I had many clouds in my life, but I felt as though I was standing looking at the bluest sky and a sky that went on forever. That's how it felt. And I looked at the screens and he's there in close up and the world became huge and tiny at the same time. Huge because his presence, his magnitude, his brilliance, his genius was there on display on these monster screens and in front of my face. And I was joined with tens of thousands of people. So that was huge, but tiny because I thought, one day I'm going to be on that stage. I'm going to do that one day.
And also one day you would meet him.
Yeah. And then one day, years later, I would be stood in front of him, meeting him, talking to him, vibing with him, singing with him.
How did that come about?
So I initially met him in the year 1999, which is opposite.
Yeah.
He was here to promote Raven to the Joy Fantastic.
Yeah.
And he was at the Mermaid Theatre in Blackfriars. I knew he was coming. I begged my management, you've got to find a way to get me in there. And I just all press people and, you know, that kind of thing. So it was a press junket, but Prince doesn't just do press junkets, he performs.
Yeah.
If he does anything, he's going to perform. At the end of the gig, Larry Graham, who was on bass, who played bass for Prince, previously of Rufus and Shaka Khan, started pulling people up on stage, and me and Beck were pulled up on stage, and we were just like dancing, and I just kept looking at Prince like, oh my God, oh my God. That ended, and security took me round the back of the theatre where he was just to say a brief hello, which I did. And I thought, okay, my life is made. I've met my idol and this is incredible. What I didn't know was that 8 years later, I would get a call from Rob Hallett at AEG, big international promoters.
Yeah.
To say Prince wants you to open for him at the O2. He's doing his 3121 tour. And I was like, I know I have tickets. I said, absolutely, I'll open for him. So I saw the show, and then I got to, on another later day, open for him. And then I went back and saw that show 17 times.
Amazing.
But he asked me, I came off stage after my opening slot. Prince was watching. Prince watches everything. He watches everything. He grabbed me, and I do mean grabbed me. I felt this vice grip on my left arm. He grabbed me, spun me around, so I was face to face with him. Will you sing at my after show? Bring your band. I lost my mind. I mean, you can imagine, I lost my mind.
What did he mean? Where? Which after show?
He had this thing where he always would perform his main show, and then he'd do a secret after show. Like an after show party where he'd go and perform again for another how many hours, as long as he could. He didn't sleep, as far as I could see.
Yeah.
And if he did, he had the, like Margaret Thatcher, famously didn't sleep much. So
like her, but very different.
But very different. Very different.
Oh, wow. So God. you got you off stage. You
got
just
me off
performed.
stage, just performed. So I watched his headline show. Then I told my band excitedly, we're opening for Prince again, but at the after show. Amazing. Everyone lost their minds. I lost my bass player briefly for a moment. We managed to find him, get him in. We trooped on stage as the opening act at this after show, which was at the Indigo, next to the O2.
Yeah.
And I'm in the middle of singing. I think I was singing Piece of My Heart. I hear this guitar. I'm like, that's not Reedy, who was my MD, my late MD, who was the guitarist. I was like, that's not Reedy. It can't be. It can't be. It can't be him. I can't even turn my head to look in the wings to see if it's him. I didn't need to turn to look and see if it was him because the crowd went mental.
I cannot. This story is insane.
Oh my God.
So you got Prince walking on with his guitar.
Prince walked on with his guitar.
Amazing.
Just play. Oh my God. I lost my entire mind, but held it together because I'm singing.
Yeah.
When I'm on stage, it's my most comfortable place. So I hold it together. I'm singing, but I'm like, Prince is walking on stage and he's playing guitar. Holy shit. To me, this cannot be real.
Beverley, that happened in your life.
That happened in my life.
Yeah.
And I've got all these witnesses of Prince fans who are watching me and they know I'm a fan like they are fans.
Yeah.
Because Prince people, they knew.
Yeah.
And so it was this amazing takeover.
Oh, my God.
One by one, his band members took over from where my band members was terrible English. And
perfect English.
My band walked away from the stage in complete and utter disbelief of what was happening.
Oh, my God.
It was unbelievable. And I tried to leave the stage and Prince was like, no.
Wow.
Had me back. So I was on that stage for the entirety of the gig, which was around 3 hours. It was madness.
What a story.
I joined the BVs, Marva King and Shelby J in singing Shaka Khan, Rufus's Sweet Thing.
Amazing.
Their voices were really tired. So when the key change and the high note comes in, that was me.
Yes, it was.
I just thought, I got to do it.
Of course you've got to do it.
I've just got to do it. The mic's here. I've got to do it. So I just took over.
Oh.
And it was wonderful. And Prince, I remember he turned his head to look at me and carried on in complete, joy. So I thought, oh, phew, I haven't overstepped. It was amazing.
I have to tell you what I'm feeling. First of all, I am buzzing. My whole body is alive hearing the story. I could listen to Prince stories all day long, and there's
because everybody's got some.
Well, yeah,
everybody who's
and they're all real, right?
Yeah.
All the kind of the stories I hear on Jimmy Fallon, like all the kind of Dave Chappelle, Charlie Murphy
That's
stories,
right.
like the table tennis, the basketball, how brilliant he is.
Absolutely.
But what we also know about him is that he is a genius, and when he saw talent, he saw it, and he wouldn't entertain somebody who wasn't worth. I mean, for me, because before you were coming here, and the fact that you've said yes to this podcast, because for me, Beverley, you are a singular talent.
Oh, well, thank you.
No, you are.
I mean,
you're exceptional.
Thank you.
And if you ever need any proof, it's you got the seal of Prince.
Yeah, when someone who you've not just admired, but is your North Star.
Yeah.
My absolute hero of heroes. When they say, I think you're really, really great. There's no accolade. There's no bauble. There's no anything that anyone can give you that can even begin to match that.
And then he got you to play at his Oscar.
And then
he flew over.
Me to the following year, flew me to Los Angeles to play at his Oscars party.
Who was there?
Oh my God. Spike Lee, Wesley Snipes. This is me looking at the crowd going, this is surreal. Kate Beckinsale, who said hello to me. I've never met her in my born days. Didn't know. Hi, Beverley. Huh? What? The Coen brothers had just won for No Country for Old Men. They still had their statues. They still had their Oscars in their hand. And Javier Bardem was there as well.
Yeah.
Chris Tucker. I found out a couple of years ago that Kate Blanchett was there. Not that I saw her, but we did a chat show together. And she said, I was telling this story, and she said, I was there. I remember you. I was there. I didn't know who you were at the time, but I remember you. And I was like, oh
also, this is giving us an insight into Hollywood, because we know that there's the Oscars and there's the Vanity Fair party, and maybe there's another party or another party, but the Prince party.
Yeah. Everybody showed up.
That's the one you want to be at.
That was the one. Everybody showed up. And it was overwhelming because I just looked around and just saw A-list people. And I was like, but I'm from Wolverhampton. My brain isn't understanding how this is happening. And I'm stood on stage, and again, I'm with, the background singers, and Prince is in front of me. I'm to the right. But the thing that really killed me was on the far left were the keyboards. Well, I saw coming through the crowd, someone being led through the crowd by someone else. And that someone was Stevie Wonder. I said, this is the most surreal night of my life. And it was.
Yeah.
And he took him, he was led to the keyboards, got behind the keyboards, and we had a whole little Stevie little mini set with Prince playing guitar and us doing background vocals.
What?
Insane. And then Prince asked me to sing Aretha's Rocksteady.
Oh my God.
Which I had sung for him at the Indigo. So he knew I could do it. He just leaned back and said, Rocksteady. And I was like, okay.
Oh, I feel like crying right now.
It was the most insane thing ever. Just ever.
What a privilege.
What a privilege, though.
I feel like you're blessed. You are blessed.
I feel as though there's been a guiding force through my life, through all the challenges and all the whatever.
Yeah.
There's always been this guiding force. And as long as I stay true to listening to that guiding force, I'm going to be okay.
And I believe that. I do. And I believe that you're positive. Like, the one thing, my observation of you is that not only are you a singular talent, but your heart. Like, whenever I meet you, whenever our paths have crossed, or when I see you on stage, when I see you do anything, getting an award or being interviewed or anything, I feel like this is someone who's just so true, and your heart is like, it just beams. Like, you can see your soul and everything. I've got a question, and it is Sisters of Defiance, and I've got to ask you, right? Because look, you are hands down the best soul singer of our generation, right?
Well, thank you.
You are it. You're in Prince's Oscars after party.
Yeah.
You've got Stevie Wonder. I heard Quincy Jones was in the room.
I think he probably was, but honestly,
why is Beverley Knight not our biggest soul R&B blues export across the planet? Like, that is my question.
I came through at a time which was a tricky time in this country for people who not only looked like me, but made the kind of music I made. I came through when Britain was gripped by Britpop. And we'd had flashes of brilliance from and kind of mainstream visibility from artists. Omar had a smash hit with There's Nothing Like This in 91.
Omar, Maxwell, Roachfords.
That's right. You had Roachford in the late 80s with Cuddly Toy, Only to Be With You and all of that.
Absolutely.
You had Misha, My One Temptation in about 88, round there. But what we hadn't had when Britpop came along was anything since those days. You know, we'd had nothing really in the mainstream. And I came along as a solo artist. I was embracing what was then a newer kind of R&B sound, which had its basis in hip hop, which the mainstream weren't playing anyway.
And this is the 90s. It's like really mad to think about it.
Yeah.
Like,
when you think of the ubiquity of hip hop now, it's hard to imagine a world where hip hop was not played. You know, no rap, less chat was a lot of strap lines of local independent radio stations.
How do we read into that one?
Well, there you go. I mean, it was a culture that the mainstream 100% didn't want to know. And it was a black-led culture. It was a street-led culture.
Yep.
I was part and parcel of it. And they just didn't want to know. It was lads playing guitars. It was the era of the lad, the ladette. I was the absolute polar opposite of it. And I think, so I had to fight my way through. Everything was a fight to get heard on radio, fight to persuade radio that my songs are actually radio friendly, nothing scary here. Not being believed, remix the song so it's palatable for radio then play it a bit, specialist radio. You know, it was a fight. And then following Britpop came Pop, which was the Spice Girls, which was another thing to kind of traverse and get past, because again, I wasn't that either. What was I? No one could figure it out. And I was like, well, I'm just me making my music. It took a very long time for people to come on board. And that happened with the Who I Am album and Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda. That kind of broke the barriers down.
Banger.
But which was great.
Yeah.
But that meant that people had put me in this particular lane.
How frustrating.
And if I stepped out of that lane, I was, again, we don't know who she is, what is she? But my North Star was Prince.
Yeah.
Prince didn't define himself by one little genre.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to. pushed a little bit and found I was shut down pretty quickly.
So in the same way that actors who are from the UK who are not white are brilliantly talented.
Yeah.
Idris Elba, John Boyega, Riz Ahmed, there's loads of them.
Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya.
Goes
on.
They go to America, they get recognised and they get their success, and then we all of a sudden we champion them. But did you ever think about that? Did you ever think?
It was that I thought would be my path, but I really wanted to make it work in this country, and it was a struggle because that would require me to pack up everything and just go, and I wasn't ready. So part of why I'm not this big artist is partly because of the circumstances in which I found myself, and my second act of defiance.
Yes, which we're going to get to. Perfect, seamless.
And then the other thing was me not being quite ready to do that thing of, well, I'm going to get on a plane and go to the US and, I just wasn't ready for it, not up here.
Yeah.
Now, yes, then not so much.
How'd you keep yourself going? Where'd you get the energy
You have to
from?
build the resilience, and you have to know that you're great. You have to know you're great, because people will tell you you're not, or people will tell you you're making the wrong decision here. People will tell you all kinds of stuff. You have to stay true to your vision and what you want to do, and just know that your talent is enough and you are enough.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Take that from Beverley Knight, everybody. Let it sink into your soul.
Yeah.
And I'm telling myself whilst I'm listening to you. So I want to talk to you about something that's misunderstood, creatine. People think it's just for bodybuilders and gym bros, but actually women produce a lot less than men. And it's not just about muscles, it's about your whole system. So I've been using Ancient and Brave's True Creatine Plus as part of my daily morning ritual for a while, and it's been supporting me in a really balanced way. It makes me feel stronger and physically more resilient, and also helps with my clarity, my energy, and my focus when I'm moving through a busy day. Whew. It's completely neutral in taste, and I just stir it into my drinks in the morning. But what sets Ancient and Brave apart isn't just their award-winning products. They're also proud members of 1% for the Planet, which means 1% of their sales go to environmental causes, which means you're not just investing in your well-being, you're also contributing to the planet. So, to get 20% off your first 3 orders and a free ritual scoop and a £5 off your first order, just go to ancientandbrave.earth/planet and type in the word sisters in the checkout. So let's move on to your big act of defiance, the moment where things really change for you.
Yeah. My big act was I'd had this success. I was branching out musically. I was feeling confident enough to push the boundaries beyond a straight R&B soul sound, like my North Star, like Prince. Introduce a little bit of guitar, introduce some different flavors, all still rooted in soul. Well, who told me I could do that? Because it wasn't accepted so well. People were like, who is she? Don't get it, lost.
What did they want from you?
I don't know. I think they wanted more of what they'd heard before. But then, of course, you do more of what they've heard before, then you just become... You're not creating then.
And then you're not you.
You're not you.
Yeah, you're not an artist.
Artistry is about finding new things, developing, progressing. And but people just wanted more of the same because they don't want change. They think this is your lane, this is how we found you, this is where you must reside forever. And I didn't want to do that because my musical brain doesn't work that way.
Did they want to sex you up?
So there was the sexing up thing as well, which I always found to be a distraction.
Yeah.
Although I do now concede that great marketing probably would have helped me, but marketing that was something that I was comfortable with. I don't want something that was just going to be thrust upon me.
Yeah.
But there was pushback. There was pushback from R&B, soul, urban, whatever community who felt like I was selling out, couldn't understand me, didn't know what this new thing was. And it wasn't new. To me, it was just a progression. But and then the mainstream, who never really got it anyway, kind of fell away as well. And then I ended up kind of in a fallow period, which lasted a long time, where I was stuck in a little bit in a no man's land. And I knew the end was coming when it came to my label, because even though I was selling well, I didn't want to take the new terms of their contract. So I had a situation where I found my own community, musical community, were very much side-eyeing me. My record company weren't happy because I wasn't going to take on a 360 deal.
Yeah.
Where they own everything and get a percentage of absolutely everything you ever do.
Yeah.
Didn't want to do that. So I knew that was going to end. And also I had, at the same time, I'd lost my friend, my best friend, to HIV. And I wanted to be much more of a vocal advocate for the LGBTQ community and raise awareness of HIV. It was still out there. You still got to be safe, And I stood firm in my protection of that community and advocating for homophobia to basically see its way out of music, especially urban music. And that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I was...
Because you were standing up for LGBTQ plus rights. Yeah. That was the straw.
That was the straw.
Not you saying I want to do my own musical thing, not like... That was the actual...
They all happened. The label kind of, me and the label parting happened a few years later. But me making my own decisions and to progress musically and becoming much more vocal in my advocacy for LGBTQ, that happened at around the same time. And so people were like...
Was that an isolating time?
Yes.
How did you get through it?
Again, the mantra, you are enough and you are doing what is right. The world, I don't know where this comes from.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I don't know where this comes from, if I'm perfectly honest with you. But I stood firm in the belief that one day the world would come around to where I was.
But you have to dig deep for that.
I had to dig deep because at the time it hurt.
Yeah, it hurts.
Anita, it hurt.
Yeah. When you're a soul person and you know that you don't fit in and you know you don't fit what people's perception of what a Asian or a brown or what black woman should be. And you know that you are this person, but they're never going to see you like that. Mm-hmm. It gets into your head. I mean, this is just a different experience, but I know that feeling where you're like, they're never going to see me. Like, it's just, what is going on here? And it's lonely. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
It makes you angry. It makes you sad. And the worst thing for me, and I want to know how you felt, but the worst thing for me is the feeling of powerlessness. Yeah. Just that I can't, there's nothing I can do about it.
It was so hard. That was so hard. I took a stand and musically I took a stand. In terms of my advocacy, I took a stand and I put my head above the parapet and the snipers were there.
Who was behind the snipers? Who was coming? Who was gunning for you?
There were... The African Americans have this thing where they say, it be your own. It be your own.
Yeah.
And that's initially where the hostility came from. Everybody else followed suit, but that was where the hostility came from initially.
How devastating.
Which was devastating, because up until then I'd had a great run, lots of support. And even though the mainstream weren't invested the way that I saw them being invested in Blur, Radiohead, or whatever, Spice Girls or whatever, they at least gave me a little bit of time. But then that fell away. And then the very people who I saw as my base started to fall away. I saw myself losing or being taken off of playlists. I don't think that was in relation to, oh, well, she said these things about the LGBTQ, you know, she stood up for them, therefore we're going to strike her from the playlist. It wasn't that necessarily. It was more, we as the mainstream have moved on.
Yeah.
And we're leaving her behind. It was more that.
So what did you do about it? Like, how did you navigate through that time?
So I was without a label and without a lot of support. I knew I had a really great live following. People were really, really committed to seeing me live. And I knew that was where I won over everybody else. My live shows were entertaining and spectacular and all that stuff. So I played to my strengths, which was my live audience. I invested all my own money into just touring. And then in order to put out records, I set up Hurricane Records and I bet on myself.
Yeah.
I bet on myself and self-released. And slowly but surely, everybody started to come back, because by then you're talking 10 years, 15 years on from where I was, and music's changed. You've got grime, you've got young artists not staying within the confines of one particular sound. They're progressing, they're expanding. And because of that, people were like, oh, Beverley, oh, yeah. So I fought my way back.
You do not give up.
No.
Where does that come from? Most people, I think a lot of other people would have just disappeared.
Yeah.
And it's that idea of backing yourself, which I love.
Yeah.
I love that. It's like
I'm always betted on myself.
Yeah.
Always put my money into myself, because I knew how good I was.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't a really good singer. I knew I was an exceptional singer. I knew what I had.
Also, they are wrong.
And they are wrong.
They were wrong. They're wrong about you as a talent. They're wrong about your views.
Absolutely,
and your conviction. Because you didn't buckle on that either.
No, I doubled down on it. I doubled down. I went on radio and said what I was already saying. And it nearly cost me my whole career. But one thing that is absolutely certain about this world is that we change. Yeah. Things change. And I believe that we as humans progress. Even if we resist the change, we still progress. And the law changed, civil marriages, then, same-sex marriages. The world caught up to where me and other people, where we were, So advocacy is something that's very important to me. And I knew the world would change. Like John Mayer sang, waiting on the world to change.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah. So what was the cost of that? All of that defiance? Because all of this, betting on yourself, not backing down from your conviction, doing what you want to do. My God, I've got so much more. I mean, I've always loved you and respected you, but your story is just...
Well, thank you.
It's incredible, but it costs.
The cost was, I am not in the global superstar arena, you know. The other huge international artists that you can reel off.
Adele.
Adele and now Ray.
Yes.
Both of whom are so deserving.
Yeah.
And, you know, Sade, totally different path, but same. When I think of British artists who are huge, and you think of someone who's got a soul gospel voice, that space is still unoccupied in the world stage.
Yeah.
And that, I sincerely believe, is my space. And I'll get there one day. I just don't know when.
Not just you, everyone. Beverley, there is not a person I have spoken to, because I've been so excited, who hasn't gone, she is it. Beverley Knight is Britain's greatest soul R&B singer. Your voice, you are it. Everything about you, you're undeniable, mate.
Well, thank you.
And the same question is, why is she not our biggest export?
And I have to take responsibility for that.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it's on you. I don't think it's on you.
I think I stayed with my management a very long time, way beyond when I should have moved on, because of a misplaced sense of loyalty.
Maybe that's because women do that.
But women do that. Yeah. We do that.
Yeah.
And I think that may have helped, and, you know, but that wasn't my path.
No, it's not your path.
That wasn't my path.
It's okay.
Because had it all have gone the way that it should have gone, I don't think theatre would have come knocking.
Oh.
And thank God it did.
Yes.
Thank God it did.
So it's The Bodyguard.
So The Bodyguard was my first role. I had the script from another musical first, which opened my mind to the possibility of theatre. And I'd been doing theatre since I was a child, but I'd left it because of music. So that kind of reignited that passion. I did The Bodyguard. It was one of the toughest vocal tracks in the West End. I didn't know. I was just, I know these songs. I can sing them. Sang them. But looking back, I was like, oh my God, how did I survive? I somehow did it. Loved it. Moved on to Memphis. Loved that. Moved on to Cats. Loved that. And it just kept going.
And then you won an Olivier.
And then won the Olivier for Sylvia.
Which is an outstanding production.
It really is. It
really is.
It really is.
I mean, talk about Sisters of Defiance.
Oh my God.
The OGs.
The OGs of Sisters of Defiance, the suffragettes, the Pankhurst family. Had the honour of playing Emmeline Pankhurst and all her complexity, because she wasn't just a straight ahead, you know, kind of sweetness and light woman. I got to play a full arc of her.
And a diverse cast.
And a diverse cast, which was fabulous.
Did you get any backlash?
Yeah.
Who from?
But, people online. People on social media.
That's what's changed, yeah.
That's what's changed. Social media. People have the megaphone in their pocket because they got a phone, right? And that phone is amplified to the world. So I remember a tweet from someone called Alan who said how it was a disgrace that I was playing Emmeline and, you know, I can't, it's not right. And I answered and said, well, you know, you've got Sir Laurence Olivier playing Othello. Mm-hmm. You've got various different people playing Cleopatra. All through the years, you've had white folk taking the place of brown and black people since the beginning of cinema. And, you know, and then in Shakespeare's day, men were playing all the female parts.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want women on stage. Because no. So how about that?
And also, what is the
media
problem?
Picked up on that. Yeah. And then it became a thing. But that allowed me to use it for publicity for the show. So it's one of those things where there was a cost to how my music career went. But bit by bit, year on year, it comes back. I'm clawing it back, you know. And it's a very long-term cost. But the other side is enter theatre, stage right.
Yes. Okay, so now I need to know about your noise that is still to come, right? This whole podcast is about rebellion, defiance. My God, your whole being is like, right, you're going to try me? I'm Beverley Knight. I'll show you and I'll do it my way. So what have we got to, I mean, what isn't on the horizon? I feel like whatever you want to do is yours for the taking, but what can we look forward to? What do you want to do next? What's happening?
So film is happening.
Yes, it is.
The big screen is happening. I had dipped my toe in the big screen when I played a Caribbean queen in a remake of Cinderella starring Camila Cabello and a host of other names. And I'm shooting a movie just now in the middle of all of that. Wow. But also, I intend to go onto the small screen too, because I am seeing the wonderful Golda, Rochevelle. Yeah. You know, I'm seeing Sarah Niles. Yes. I'm seeing Hannah Waddington. Yes. I'm seeing people who are brilliant and defiant women, who are strong women. I'm seeing them get these roles in TV series and things like that. And I'm like, I can do that and I want to be a part of that too.
And I feel like we were sold this bullshit that everything has to happen when you're like 20. And actually it can, what I'm seeing now, time and time again, is that success can come, or whatever it is you want, or whatever you value as success at any age for women.
It does not matter.
Doesn't
what
matter.
Age you are.
And actually it's more satisfying when it comes later because of the wisdom and the experience.
You're ready to take it on.
Yeah.
If I had become like Ray, like Adele, a big, big artist in such a young age, who's to say it wouldn't have destroyed me?
Yeah.
Who's to say I could have coped with that?
Yeah.
My path is my path. It's happened this way because it was supposed to happen this way. And I believe that I will be this elder stateswoman with all these other young, amazing talents.
Yes.
And I'll be there right alongside them, doing what I do on an international scale as someone who people can look to and go, well, she's not 27 and she's achieving things.
With integrity as
well.
With
integrity and the way she wants to, without having to give up something precious of herself.
We have I'm building a community here. So we've got a question from one of our sisters.
Yes.
It says, hi, Anita from Beverley. Something I really struggle with is voicing how I feel and taking up space in a work setting. You're both so confident and fearless, so I'd love to know, has there ever been a moment when you stayed quiet or compromised on something, that didn't feel right, and later wished you'd handled it differently? Wow, what did you learn from that, and has it changed how you show up? And that's from Rachel.
That's a brilliant, brilliant question.
Yeah, I like that.
That is a brilliant question.
Go on. Any regrets?
Oh, there's many times where I wish I had spoken up. When my weight was being discussed years ago, years ago, put on weight, wasn't coping with just life.
Yeah.
And I was being discussed. The problem of me was being discussed, at a record label.
Wow.
And I stayed quiet and I didn't say anything and I didn't kick against it. I was fuming. I was upset. I was broken. But I didn't speak out in that moment and say, who the hell do you lot think you are?
Yeah, because that's how conditioned we are.
Because I was conditioned to
stay
keep my black ass quiet.
Yeah.
And the Beverley Knight sat here now wouldn't have a bar of it. No way. You don't get to tell me about, part of the marketing issue we've got is, you're actually rather overweight. And
because actually, what are they saying? Because what are they actually saying in that moment? What body do you want Beverley Knight to have?
That's it.
Like whose body? What are they trying to do?
Yeah. What is your purpose here?
Yeah.
What is your purpose? Has my voice changed? No.
No.
Is my ability to write songs changed? No.
Yeah.
So what are you saying? Oh, you're using my physicality as an excuse to hide behind your inability to do the job.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Now, in the end, I got a hold of my health because for health problems, I had to get myself sorted. But I'm fit, I'm healthy, I'm strong. And I realized in order to perform at the level I needed to perform, I had to be fit, healthy and strong.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
But yeah, you would not tolerate that now.
But no, I wouldn't tolerate that now. There's no way. And how do you find your voice? I ain't going to lie. It's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Because my feeling about that is that, because my incident, I mean, there's been so many times when I wished I'd spoken up about things, but the one that really sticks with me is it was a work situation. I've written about it in my memoir. I'm not going to reveal any names or say where I was or who this was. No. It was a work situation. It was with colleagues. We'd had a few drinks and someone said the P word to my face.
Oh my God.
And I said nothing because they were someone quite important. Not important. What does important mean? But anyway.
But I know what you mean.
It was someone powerful.
Yes.
And I said nothing.
Yeah.
I said nothing and I came home and honestly, I sat in that car going home and still to this day, it gives me, I reverted to being a child.
Yeah.
But actually I had to have a word with myself because I thought, who are you? Have they beaten you down so much
that they can get away with that?
You now, who the hell are you? And that was the biggest lesson for me because I had to literally sit with myself and go, who are you, Anita? Mm-hmm. You haven't battled your way to get to this place to then take that shit.
Yeah.
Like something has gone wrong where you have allowed that. Mm-hmm. And
you have to look inward first.
Yeah, you do.
You have to look inward. It's not the work situation, but that's how I found myself in my early relationships where I didn't advocate for myself at all.
Yeah.
I'd advocate for myself when it came to my mates or when it came to my ability, my talent, whatever. But when it came to me, the human, I'd stay quiet. One relationship that I had, I became so reduced that you wouldn't even recognize me. You wouldn't even recognize who I was. And I became that person who, I've got to get home by 8 o'clock because if I'm on the door at 8:05, he's going to kick off.
No.
What?
No.
That level of abuse, no. That's what I was reduced to at, an earlier stage of my life. And not advocating for myself until I literally packed my stuff into my car and escaped because I had a record to make.
Yeah, well done.
And somewhere to live in London. That was my escape.
Yeah.
That forced me to look at myself and go, you sat there and you took some terrible things. Why did you do that? Why did you stay so long? Because conditioning, because fear of being away from that person. Not only what's that person going to do to you, like physically, this person never laid a finger on me, but they gave me a prison that existed in my head.
Sure.
And everybody could see that I was behind invisible bars, but I thought those bars were real.
Yeah.
And everybody's looking at me like,
what are you doing?
What are you doing?
It's so easy for outsiders to say.
That's right.
When you're in it.
And I was in it and it was awful.
It's hard.
But yeah, it's difficult, but you have to listen to another Bible thing, the still small voice. There is that little voice inside of you saying, this isn't right.
Yeah. I think women feel like the older you get, the other thing that I really love is that trusting of the instinct.
Yeah, that grows as you get older. Yeah. Thank God.
Thank God. And then you're like, actually, no, this doesn't serve me. I'm going to do my thing.
I'm bouncing.
Beverley Knight, you are a bloody badass dream.
So are you.
I've got some quick fire questions for you.
Yeah.
Should we do the quick fire next?
Yeah, do it.
I've got loads. I've got so many, a few little bits and pieces to get through. Actually, no, before we do the quick fire, we have something called the Library of Wisdom. This is really important because this is how we're going to grow community. We basically want everyone who comes to Sisters of Defiance to leave something for the Library of Wisdom, which is something that has influenced you. It can be a piece of music, a book, a film, anything, just one piece of art that we can all then go, oh, we've got a little reference there. So what are you bringing to put in our library?
My first ever mentor, he didn't know it because he died 10 years before I was born, was Sam Cooke. And he sang and wrote A Change Gonna Come, one of the greatest songs ever written. A song of hope, a song of personal defiance, because he knew that the life he led was a life that was defying convention. And yet he still led that life. He was the first in so many things. And he didn't live to see the change that he should have seen. He didn't live to see the Civil Rights Act signed into being. He didn't live to see Martin Luther King give the I've been to the mountaintop speech.
Yeah.
And I sure as hell didn't live to see Obama. You know, there are so many things he didn't live to see, but he knew it was coming.
Yeah.
A change gonna come. So my song I always go back to is that song. You know, it's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Yes, it is. Everything changes.
It's beautiful. What a brilliant piece of music to put in.
Yeah.
Also, I love to travel. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
I know you do because I see on your Instagram you're always going on lovely holidays
somewhere.
So this little door is a window that I picked up in Kerala at an antique shop, but it's also a magical portal to anywhere in the world.
Ooh.
So if I can send you anywhere with anybody, like where is your place? Like where is your happy place? Dream destination? Like who are you with? Where are you? What are you eating? Just give me a sense of your ultimate holiday.
I'm going through that door.
Yeah.
And I'm going to Jamaica. And I'm going to very, very rural northwest St. Elizabeth Parish. I've got my mum and my family and my James, my husband, and my dog, because we've magically got a plane and we can fly Zane over. And I'm eating the food from the ground provisions, as they call it, yams and breadfruit and that good, healthy, decent, natural food. And I'm singing my heart out. And it's sunny, because Jamaica is mostly sunny. And I'm feeling at one with the world.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned your husband, and I actually did want to ask you, and I'm, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but like for me, one of the costs of my defiance is that I'm child free, and that's okay.
Yes.
That's also through choice.
Yeah, same.
And but I also know that I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing if I had gone
down that road.
Yeah. Do you ever think about that?
Yeah, I do. I am, like you, child-free by choice.
Yeah.
I never saw it as part of my story. And everybody, I know you know.
I do know.
Everybody asks, when are you having kids? I'm 53 and I don't even have a womb anymore because fibroids, which is a whole different health thing. So, nah.
Yeah.
And even if I had that womb back then, no.
Yes.
It's my choice. It's not the path for me. And I love my nieces and my nephew, and being around kids is great, but that was not my choice.
Same.
That was not my path.
Also, you got a dog.
And I got me dog. I got me little Zane.
When I've got the lifestyle, I'm getting a dog back. I am with you.
Yeah.
And I love that people are still asking you. And I think people will continue to ask me as well forever.
They will.
Or they
ask
might
you.
just think one day, when she thinks she knows, but one day she'll come round and no, I'm okay.
No, I'm
good.
all right.
I'm good. I've got other things to be doing. All right, quick fire questions.
Yes.
Here we go. What woman, famous or not, has shaped how you live today?
Oh, my mum, I've got to say. My mum and my grandma.
Can we name them both?
My mum, Dolores.
Gorgeous
and
name.
my late grandma, Victoria. Yeah, they are powerful women who struck out the way they wanted to. And my grandma nurtured my mum. They came to Britain, to this country which was so hostile.
Yeah.
They found their way through, and my mum never let anything or anyone stop her.
Well, there you go. It's in the genes, isn't it? Dolores and Victoria. Shout
Yes.
out. Okay, this is really important, actually. We are doing a Sisters of Defiance playlist. And it's a dance playlist.
Great.
Because I believe that there's a lot of work to be done. We need energy, but we need joy.
We always need joy.
We need joy to find the energy to be able to go back and do the work. And so we're compiling a dance playlist. So what's the song that you're going to recommend to put on the playlist that gets Beverley Knight dancing?
Jill Scott, living my life like it's golden, living my life like it's golden. What a song. What a song.
Just had you singing that in my house. I'm going to cherish that moment. That's on there. Absolute banger. What should more women say no to?
Oh, there's a whole lot of stuff. Oh, my life. Looking the way that other people think they should look.
Yeah. Yes. Do you?
Look the way you want to look. Don't feel pressured to look any other way than how you want to show up in the world.
Love that. Absolutely love it. I've done that too many times. And you just feel weird when you're like, I don't even feel like me.
Yeah.
Just be you. One piece of wisdom for the next generation.
You can do it. You can. You can. And anybody who says you can't is a liar.
A daily non-negotiable ritual for you.
Oh, my gosh.
Go on.
The kettle goes on and I have to have my cup of tea in the morning. Don't mess with my brew. I got to have my brew.
I'm with you. Well, go on. What is your brew? Yorkshire tea? What on it?
So I will have
Your kettle.
whatever I fancy in the morning at that time. Sometimes it's a Yorkshire tea,
Yeah.
a proper brew with oat milk because I prefer it. And sometimes it's my lemon and ginger, which I love because it just gives me a bit of zest, you know. And sometimes it might be a rooibos tea. But do not mess with me tea in the morning.
When you next see Beverley Knight on stage or on the big screen or on the small screen, just remember the kettle.
Yes, powered by tea.
In the dressing room, kettle.
In the dressing room.
Take it with you.
Always. Yeah, I'll have a portable kettle because I need to know it's there.
I'm with you. There's nothing better than that 5 minute just drinking my perfect cup of tea first thing in the morning.
It's just heaven.
And if I could put little you on your lap right now, little Beverley, little one, cutie pie, on your lap, what would you whisper in her ear?
You are beautiful.
And Beverley Knight, you are beautiful.
Thank you.
I have loved this so much. And I have to say, I will never forget that when I messaged you to say, will you come on my podcast? You just went, yeah, I'm coming.
Yeah.
I've loved this.
It's been wonderful.
What a privilege for me to hear your story through your acts of defiance. I'm sending you all the energy, all the love.
Thank you.
Keep going.
Yeah. And keep defying.
Yeah.
Keep defying. Whether it's convention or, you know, whatever it might be, the workplace, whatever. Just keep defying.
Thank you. I'm coming over to give you a big hug.
Oh, thank you.
There we go.
Oh, thank you.
And now the last offering with Joe and Jenna from Ancient and Brave. Joe and Jenna, this is a good one today. I want to discuss the art of saying no, the act of rebellion itself, and having the capacity to, walk away. So what's the nervous system science of boundaries? How chronic people pleasing and the inability to say no keeps the body in a stress response. Tell us more.
Well, I think one aspect, if we look at how humans evolved, we evolved in communities. We were not very good living on our own. We needed other people in the community to bring various things, and there was security in that, there was safety in that. Different people had different roles, and I think you have to therefore be accepted by the community. So, in some ways, to feel accepted, you might become a chronic, I'll do that, I'll be that, whatever is needed of you, that might not align with how you feel inside. And so I think our sense of safety is often wrapped up in a sense of belonging, which we might find ourselves saying yes when deep down we want to say no. And then it can feel harder and harder. I think once you get into that rhythm, the no feels even more challenging. And what might the consequences be? Like the unknown, we will always go with the known safe response, even if it's not aligning with, our really core values and what our soul is feeling.
Yeah, and I think that disconnect from your values, that's not nothing, right? And how you might internalize that, both mentally and physically, is that your body, your nervous system is probably in that on guard situation a lot. It's constantly monitoring, it's kind of double checking itself, making sure it does fit in. And then the impact that can have on the body and the body's internal boundaries as well. We have barriers across the body, which when the body is in a state of chronic stress can become a little bit leaky, just like our external boundaries. So a good example of that is our gut barrier. And when we're in a stress situation, chronic stress situation, the gut barrier integrity isn't as strong. So it's about strengthening those internal barriers as much as the outer ones as well.
How do we do that?
Same situation, I think.
We know where we're going. Come on,
we know what
remind
we're
us.
going to do. So in terms of our gut health, it's acknowledging that our gut health is closely tied to our nervous system. And often we don't always recognise that. So our digestion and how we're feeling, how often we're going to the loo and what that's like, that can be a good measure of how our nervous system is reacting day to day. And it's making sure that we're nourishing that in foods that we eat, but also how we're eating, not rushing our foods, taking time to eat, making sure that we do have the space to be able to breathe and bring the nervous system back into a rest and digest mode.
When you're very aligned, it's like all of your different systems are what we call coherent. So they're sort of working in harmony because you're made up of all these different physiological systems. And the two most energetically powerful is the brain and the heart. Yeah. So when they're in sync, you're like, yes, I'm really doing everything in my life that feels aligned with my values. And so it filters down and your body's working well, the systems are working well. And when we're not aligned, that's when we start to get a bit of static in the system and there's resistance, and then symptoms start to come up and things don't feel quite right. It's like the wheels are slowly coming off. And so just by listening to our bodies, I think that we can go a long way.
I do love the saying that every no is a yes to something else, and I just think that's so important.
Yeah.
Wise women. Every no is a yes to something else. Love it. Thank you.
Thank you.
As always. Wasn't she amazing? Beverley Knight. Do you not feel empowered and ready to take on the world? What an extraordinary woman with a brilliant story and such a massive heart, and what a privilege for me to be able to sit and hear her tell me all those print stories. Loved it. So a huge thank you to Beverley Knight. A massive thank you to all of you for listening. A big thank you to my team, Will, Flossie and Anna, who make this whole thing come together, and to Ancient and Brave, who nourish every single one of these podcasts. Remember, we are building a community here. If you feel like a Defiance sister, then get in touch. We want to hear from you. DM me, get in touch via our email. All the details are in the body of the thing that you're reading somewhere down there. Also, remember to spread the word. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Tell everyone you know. Tell your sisters, tell your brothers, tell your worst enemies for all I care, but tell everyone you know about Sisters of Defiance. And I cannot wait for the next one. See you then.